Hello and welcome to the Basics After Effects tutorial. My name is Jacob and I'm going to be showing you guys the very basics of After Effects. The first thing you want to do when you open your After Effects is making a new project. You're going to do this by clicking the new project button. You can name this whatever you want. You're now going to click composition up in the top left corner right here, or you can press Ctrl N and you can make a new composition. You're going to name your composition whatever you want. We're just going to do tutorial editing. You don't want to change any of the settings in advanced or 3D renderer. All of these are fine. But you want to go to the basic one and make sure your aspect ratio is the same as your video clips. So mine is 1920 by 1080. You can change this here. If you have an uncommon aspect ratio, you can unlock this and type something weird like this, for example. But this is not what we want. If you want to change something, you click on composition and composition settings or Ctrl K. So we're going to lock the aspect ratio and we're going to do 1920 by 1080. 1080. Oh, we're going to have to do this first. 1920 by 1080 and then lock it. You want to make sure the pixel aspect ratio is square pixels and not any of the other ones. You want to make sure your frame rate is at either 60 or whatever else you're using, but 60 is the most regular one, or 120. You don't have to do anything for resolution. You can always change this later, but you want to make sure your duration is something like 3 minutes or however long the thing you're going to edit is, but you can always change it later. We're just going to put ours to 53 seconds is fine. Background color doesn't really matter, but black is my preferred one. And then you just want to click OK. Now when you have your composition set up, everything should look like this. Now you want to get your first clips in. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your clip. We're going to open mine here. I have a little video of a squirrel here. And you just want to drag that into After Effects and put it in the left side at the project here. There we go. Now this video is over here, and as you can see, the video is 1920 by 1080. This one is actually 30 FPS it looks like, but it will be changed to 60 FPS in After Effects. So now that you have your video, if you're ready to put it in, you just want to drag it and just put it in anywhere here you want. There we go. Now that you have your video, you can drag it to the start. If you want to be more precise, you can take the top bar here that I'm dragging now and drag it just down. As you can see, the seconds are getting more precise. Something like this. And then you can see that we can actually put it a bit more at the start, right there. And then you can drag it out again if you want. But we're just going to drag it in so the entire clip is seen right there, as you can see on the right side over here. Now you can see that we have a little video of the squirrel here, if we watch it. Yeah. So now what you want to do is, well, you want to make sure you have all your windows open. You should have an effects and presets panel, etc, etc. You can see this by going into the window tab in the top left right here. And you want to make sure most of these are clicked off. They should be by just regular, but if some of them are missing, you can click on them and they should pop up. For example, we can click on this one. And if the clip has any effects, they will appear right here. Alright, now that we have our clip in here, we can click on it and we can left click over here. And we can basically view all sorts of editing we can do on it. We're going to take a look at that later though. The first thing you want to do is you want to kind of find out where you want your clip to start. Let's say we want to start the clip right here. Then you want to press Ctrl, Shift and D, which makes a little cut in the video. Or you can press just left click and you can drag the point to the very start of the video. So put your cursor over here and just drag the video to where you want it to start. So let's say I want the video to start here. That also works. So now if we play it, the video is going to start there instead of where it did before. We're going to do the other method though. So we have our video here and we just want to do Ctrl Shift D at where we want to kind of cut it. There we go. And now what we want to do is we just want to delete the first part here. So you just want to click on this one down in the timeline down here and just press delete on your keyboard, backspace. And now you can see all this black space here. So now you're going to just take your clip and just drag it all the way to the start. does the same effect, but both do the job. And we can do the same trick we did before, where you kind of do this, so you can make sure the clip is perfectly lined up, which it is. Alright. Now, if you're having a little trouble loading your clip, this one runs perfect because it's not like, there isn't any fancy effects or anything. You can press on this right here, which is the resolution downsample factor pop-up. You can press here, and you can either go on full, half, third, or quarter. If you're doing, for example, a montage, I recommend doing the editing in quarter or third, because then the resolution is a lot worse, as you can see, and the video should load a lot faster. We're just gonna do it on full though, just for the tutorial. Now, as you can see, there are a bunch of just simple effects you can do up in the top left here. For example, you can do the type tool, which is also Control-T, or you can just press up here, and then you can just press on the screen right here. Now, as you can see in the timeline, it made a layer for the entire thing, so our entire duration in the composition settings, the 53 seconds. It's gonna just fill the entire thing out. Now, let's say we want to type something here. You can double click on the bar right here and you'll get focus on it. So let's just type, we could just type squirrel, for example. Now we have a little squirrel here, and then you can press on the cursor here, selection tool, or you can press V, and then you can move your text around. Let's say we just want to put it up in the top right, for example. And then you want to just make sure, let's say we just want squirrel to be there at just until the end of the video. We want to do what we did before and drag in the corners until we get a very precise look at which frame we are. So as you can see, it kind of ends here. So we just want to cut the video with Control-Shift-D. Now you get like a separation, and you just left click on the clip you want to delete, which is the text here, and just delete it. So now, as you can see, there's no text after the video ends. Alright, now that you have your text, you maybe want to change it. It can be a bit boring at the start because it has a boring text type. So you can just go in here and you can, whatever you have available from your other Adobe softwares or whatever, you can change it to something like Alloy Ink, Bangers, anything you have available. So we're just gonna do, let's just do this one, the Sylphane. This bit boring, but it works for the tutorial. If you want to make your text any bigger, you want to left click, but if you just drag it, it's gonna like start doing weird things. It's gonna go and it's gonna change the resolution of it. So you want to go back with Control-Z, and you just want to left click without moving and then press Shift. And then if you drag it now, it scales in all directions. So let's say we wanted this size. That looks perfect. And now you can just click on it, select it all, and you can also change stuff like color, whatever in this color wheel, or you can type a custom code in here, whatever. Let's say we want this color. There we go. Now we have that. And you can also do stuff like this one, where if you drag on it, the spaces in between the letters get a lot bigger. So we could, for example, do this, press V again to move it, without having the text box selected, or just take the selection tool up here, and you can just drag it back in, like that maybe. Then you want to select it again, and you just want to do whatever you want in here. So we can do stroke. We can, for example, do a stroke overfill. So we want to go in here, and we can just drag how much stroke we want on the text, like this, for example. And now we have a white stroke around our text. We can also make the text italic like this, or we can make it thick like this, or anything we want, caps, whatever. Now if we're happy with the text, we're just gonna leave it be. So now you have this little clip. If you watch it, see, as you can see, it's loading quite slowly actually because of the text. So you want to put it to, for example, third or something when you're just watching it through while editing, and as you can see, it runs a lot smoother. Alright, now we can also do some other stuff. As you can hear, the audio was maybe a bit loud, so you can go over here, click on your video, click in the left side over here on the little arrow, just like that, then click on audio, and you should see this bar called audio levels. Now you just want to left click on it and drag anywhere you want. You usually want to go something like -15, -14, something around there. And as you can hear now, the audio is a lot quieter and sounds a lot nicer. Another trick you can do in Adobe After Effects is using the mouse wheel, and you can actually go in and out and just kind of figure out where you want to edit. And if you press in your mouse wheel, you can kind of look around like this, make sure your text looks fine or whatever.